Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my room and my channel. This is Sunday Scaries, and that means I am reading you a scary story, and it is Sunday. Now, just to preface, I typically put these over on my Patreon, but for the month of October, I am doing them over here. So, if you end up liking them, go check out my Patreon after October. But anyway, I've got a scary story. It is a crisp, cool October night, and mostly because my air conditioner is on. But it's actually cooling down over here in the desert, so I'm enjoying that a little bit. I have to get my seasonal changes in where it counts, I guess. Let's get into the story. This one is called Security Cameras Potentially Saved Our Lives. Now, I'm just gonna look to see that I'm recording my audio. Okay, yeah. Before we get into what happened, I want to clarify for better understanding that our house once belonged to two families. Therefore, both the first and ground floors have separate kitchens and bathrooms. We also have a basement that connects to the garage, but until 2018, my wife and I didn't really use the first floor kitchen, and we rarely used the bathroom either. Things changed when our son was born, and going downstairs simply became too tiring in the middle of the night, and that's where all the weird stuff started. Also, don't mind the clanging sound. I don't know why that happens. I think it's because of us being in a... I don't think that's why. I think it's the AC, but I don't know what's up with it. Okay, anyway. It started with small things. We'd wake up in the morning and discover the door to the downstairs office was open, or something was lying where it shouldn't be. Sometimes that something was even chairs. We also started finding plates in the living room, cups in the bathroom, and so on. But hey, we were both tired, our son couldn't sleep, and the house was in total chaos. And we'd even had episodes of sleepwalking beforehand, so for a long time we found excuses, assuming that one of us had gone downstairs in the middle of the night, out of habit and simply don't remember it. Having 3 cats that you can blame helped too. I'm jealous. Then my wife claimed several times that she'd wake up at night and hear strange sounds coming from downstairs. I've had similar experiences, but then again, 3 house cats, so... Then she claimed to see someone's hand downstairs as she passed the stairs. But once again, we assumed she was still she was still half sleep / was shadow or something like that. I don't know if these people are making typos on accident, or maybe English isn't their first language. I don't know, but I'm trying to read around them. Anyway, what really got us worried was a hat. A red winter hat we found in the downstairs bathroom, between the bathtub and the washing machine. We had so many visitors during this time, everyone wanting to meet our son, but we couldn't recognize it anyway. Even after taking a photo and sending it to family and friends, no one picked it up. I remember that night we spent a long time walking around the house, making sure that all the windows and doors were closed, but honestly, I feel like it still hadn't hit us that the situation could be serious. I have no idea if it was denial, like stuff like this doesn't happen to people like us, or just plain I'm too tired to care about this too. My friend was replacing the cameras in her house. The old ones still worked, but the quality was worse, and sometimes they would turn off, losing 5 to 30 minutes of recording. Initially, she planned to throw them away, but I ended up coming home with her old cameras, and honestly, bless her for giving them to me. After the first night with the cameras, we couldn't deny it any longer. We had to call the police. 3 people, 2 men and 1 woman, entered our house through the basement around midnight and spent time on the ground floor. 1 man and woman looked young, maybe in their early 20s. He had many tattoos on both hands. She had long hair in a braid and wore a dress. She came with a large gym bag. The other man looked older, must have been around 40, and was tall and muscular. Let me put it this way. He alone could have knocked out both me and my wife. Oh my god. I don't know why that's funny to me. And while the other 2 were just hanging out in our house, this man went up to the first floor. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough cameras, so I have no idea what he was doing, but the footage shows he didn't return to the second floor until an hour later. What happened next? Mostly a lot of waiting. My brother and my wife's father lived with us for a while. We changed the locks in the entire house just in case, and with the police searching the entire basement. What? Just in case, and with the police we searched the entire basement. Okay. The basement is 2 small and almost empty rooms. There's 1 window, but only a cat could squeeze through it, and it's covered with grates, which finally led to the garage. And that's how my wife and I found out our garage was unlocked. To this day, we have no idea if one of us had left it unlocked or if these people had managed to open it. The police haven't confirmed anything, only that they found fingerprints all over the gate. But yes, they were coming and going through the gate or through the garage the entire time. And we, not having a car and treating the garage more like a storage unit, didn't even notice. Basically, anyone could come and go in our house whenever they wanted. What happened next? Unfortunately, there was no perfect ending. Initially, the police were very involved, patrolling the area, updating us weekly on progress, suggesting we seek lawyers and prepare for further actions, etc., etc. But then we saw them less and less. All we learned was that this older man matched the appearance of the man who attacked the cashier at the gas station on the other side of town. But they didn't have a name. He wasn't in the police database. No one has heard anything about the other 2. Did anything strange happen after this? Yes. One night we heard a loud bang outside. We called the police and nothing was found. Do we still live here? Yes, but over the years we've replaced all the doors and windows. The basement is completely locked at night. We have motion sensors and more cameras, and our 3 cats have been joined by a big dog. What about our cats in all this mess? Unfortunately, the cameras prove that these little traitors were surprisingly okay with the strangers in our home. And my wife and I, we try to keep it light now, but it was actually traumatic. We both went through a lot of what-if scenarios, thinking about all the situations in which we could accidentally go downstairs and meet these people. For a long time, my wife was afraid to go down to the basement alone. Honestly, same. The fact that we had a small child only added to the guilt, but it's better now. Wow, that was a crazy one. I feel like I hope that people's only intent was what, I don't know if you're familiar, is called frogging, where you live inside of another person's house without them knowing, which obviously is, you don't want that either, but if that's their only intention, then they might not want to hurt you. But that is crazy to me. I know a lot of, or I don't know, personally, I've met a lot of people who have, like, grew up with leaving their doors unlocked at night, and I don't know, not grown up with that. So I talked about this before, but I just think that that's crazy. Like, don't leave your door unlocked, even if you live in a good area. I don't know, everywhere is kind of suspect to do something at some point. You can't really get complacent. You just have to cover your bases, and remain vigilant. But yeah, don't do that. And having security cameras is great. I think any other story that maybe I thought, I don't know if I did that one on here actually, it might be on my Patreon. There was a story about someone living in this bonk neighborhood, and it was really sketchy, and he also saw people doing weird things on his cameras, but those were not inside, they were outside of the house. So yeah, that's really weird. Anyway, lock your doors, lock your windows. It's reminding me of that early 2000s meme. It's weird when I say early 2000s because technically, isn't it still the early 2000s? Or is it the 20s? Are we calling it the 20s now? I don't know. Anyway, this video will most likely go up tomorrow. So, sorry for destroying the illusion. It's Saturday. But then on Tuesday, there will be a fun video that I think you guys will like. So, yeah, I hope you're excited for that. It is another roleplay, and I think I knocked it out of the park. I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot. So, get ready for that. And I hope you're having a amazing October. I'm sad it's going so fast, so get out there, go to pumpkin patches, read scary stories. I've been falling asleep listening to one of my seasonal favorites now at this point, Goodnight Moon's playthrough of A Night in the Woods, which